It was like sneezing, so it was completely impossible to suppress Lu Zhou's words, which made Qin Chen Chen extremely surprised. Naturally, her red lips trembled slightly, and her shoulders trembled with emotion. No matter how much she tried to take a deep breath, she couldn't. Calming down, the joy that had begun to take root in her heart from this arid land sprouted Qin Xiaoxiao's heart. Constantly beating in a rhythm, she became more and more weak, emotional and excited when she heard his words. But in a second, next, Lu Zhou's words stabbed directly at her. But I used to love you, love. My for you disappeared after our contract ended. I don't love you anymore. Don't bother me in the future. Qin Xiao's brilliant eyes instantly widened like a bullet from 5 years ago that pierced her forehead. Used to love, haha, it's impossible for us to be apart, how long can you? I don't like you. Lu Chaoan is joking. Right, today is not April Fool's Day. I'm still the same as before. Like to joke like this. Qin Xian tried to smile. Her voice pretended to be gentle as if she had seen through the lie of Lu Zhou. She laughed and joked, but in her heart, the wound has spread like a virus. I don't need to lie to you. Qin Chen was tired, and Lu Zhou shook his head with a bitter smile. Wasn't that she had never waited, she was just too tired. He used to think that after the contract ended, he could openly pursue you. I want to raise our children with you and you will become a wife with the name of the truth. His hand held hands and walked to old age. Now that I think about it, it's true that I'm the only one who is naive, who are from 2 different worlds. The contract is over, and there is nothing more to rope. The confession of Lu Zhou's confession made Qin Xiaoxiao was in pain to the point of breaking his heart. But I love you. Qin Xiaoxiao's tears suddenly flowed out of Lu Zhou. My dear, I really love you. Don't abandon me. Don't leave me. Lu Chao, looking at his first lover, who was now crying to tears, he felt that his eyes were also bitter. My heart no longer hurts. I thought about accusing you of saying you love me. Short-sightedly, your love changes so fast. Lu Zhou just feels ridiculous. You love me, but when you give up, you immediately abandoned me when you were dating your little friend. Do you think that I will be heartbroken too? I'm not as strong as I look. Or did you say the exact same things to Cheng Jiawei? No longer poetry. It is not just a few sweet sentences of Qin Xiao to be able to immediately trust the presentation of who? Her bright moonlight. And you can't even be considered a red lipstick stain on the wall. I'm telling the truth. Qin Xiao frantically shook his head in front of Lu Zhou. I really didn't deceive you. I really loved you. It's just that I didn't understand you at that time, thinking that Cheng Jiahu is the real love. Even if he had an affair with Shen Lemeng and betrayed his brother, I can still forgive him. What, I can give you a chance. As long as you cut off from Shen Lemeng, I will treat it as if nothing has happened. Qin Xiao's words, Lu Zhou's heart trembled. What are you talking about? When did I have an affair with Shen Lemeng? Aren't you and Shen Lemeng in love? Qin Xiao bit his red lips slightly, and his voice was pitted lightly. Lu Zhou's voice was okay. Even if you make a mistake that every man in the world makes, I still forgive you. We consider it as a draw. Anyway, I made a mistake when I went back to Shenjia Lemeng. How much money can I give you? I will give you urgently. Whatever you want. I will definitely give you more than Shen Lemeng. Listening to Qin Xiaoxiao's words, his eyes were green and red. He laughed out loud and the sparkling tears gradually spread in his eyes. If I said that I and Shenla Dream is not a lover, how can I never do anything wrong to you? Qin is unbelievably short-sighted. It's a lover, but the 2 of you live together. And Lu Chao nodded. Living together means loving each other. How can she and I? It's like you signed a contract with each other. She hired me to take care of her. You said you love me. But from the bottom of my heart, you don't respect me at all. You said that I have a relationship with Shen Li Nei Meng is nothing more than to reduce my guilt, so that showing that you are tolerant and generous, as if you were giving your love to me. The man in front of me with a mold. The handsome face was deep and full of fatigue and deep sadness. This made Qin Chen regret it to the bottom of her. It's stupid. Why did you say such bitter words? Refuse to find out the truth. And hurt Lu Zhou's self-esteem. It's not what you think. I really love you. Brother, give me a chance to prove it. Qin Xiaoxiao has never regretted it like now. She is like clinging to the last stalk desperately. I love you too. I love you. Lovers can be with you each other. There are no difficulties that can stop us. As long as you say a sentence that you agree. Qin Xiaoxiao, looking at Lu Zhou weakly and lowly. She carefully leaned closer to kiss Lu Zhou's thin lips. We were already together for 5 years. Our love is deeper than anyone. Let's stay together. Go to Lu Zhou when we see. Qin Xiaoxiao's red lips were about to touch her. Lu Zhou didn't hesitate to push her away. Miss Qin M, don't make a fuss anymore. I'm not your pet. If you want to come. If you want to go. You can go. Lu Zhou gritted her teeth, trying to suppress the pain. The pain in my heart has already said that I used to love you, but that's a thing of the past. Now that I don't care about you anymore. Let's not bother each other anymore. As if we never knew each other. Let's be. The two strangers walked. Qin Xiao looked at himself in a daze. Being pushed out, hearing Lu Zhou's cold words completely collapsed. Her emotions became restless. Her heart ached so much that she was numb. Tears kept flowing, blurring her eyes. I can't believe it's impossible for me not to like you. After the contract ended, I tried everything to attract. My attention is the type of mouth that denies it. But my body is honest. I don't try to attract your attention. I think too much. How can it be like that? I even send flowers to you to write love letters. Came to see my parents to reconcile. How could it be that I had been in love? Qin Chenxian heard these things from the narration of subordinates in every little detail show their love. How can he not love her? He is lying to deceive Miss Anne. He was angry with her and blamed her. So he pretended that he no longer cared about her. Lu Zhou coldly said that he didn't do things. That's why I misunderstood. Qin Xiaoxiao sneered sarcastically. Did you retreat? Dare to admit that you are really a coward. Lu Zhou's gaze became cold to the extreme. He didn't do what he did. I don't admit that I've let go of my feelings for you. I hope you'll be happy to hear you deny it in your heart. Zen meditation flared up in anger. She put her hand on her chest, gritted her teeth. Zhou Ying thought she was very noble. Cao admitted. That I still love you is humiliating. I have humbled myself with my sincere heart in front of you. How could she trample on it like that? And hot tears like pearls rolled down her face. She was full of grief, despair, pain, but still tried to restrain her love. Feeling for Lu Zhou, Qin short-sightedly pretended to be arrogant and looked down at Lu Zhou Ying. Did he think that he was indispensable to him? So, you are so arrogant. You are the young lady of the Qin Xiao family. What are men who pursue family wisdom is the throne? Famous star, he is still very in love with you. Why'd I have to leave him just to think of you? This Wednesday is my birthday. He's going to propose to you and we're going to announce the news of the wedding of the century. He's so much better than you. Handsome. The family is good, knows how to act and is very gentle with you. Marrying him will definitely be happier than marrying him. You should feel proud to say these words, but why is it so painful? The pain pens through the cold bones. The pen pierces the heart and swallows. As far as her reasoning, Qin was sulking. She wanted to see the surprise on Lu Zhou's face. Want to see you regret and worry. As long as you beg, you will turn around. As long as you admitting her mistakes, she will forgive it. It will be like that. But he loves her so much. Surely, will definitely beg you to come back. In Qin Xiaoxiao's heart confidently thought so. Her eyes were glued to Lu Zhou with anticipation. Waiting. I wish you happiness. But Lu Zhou didn't cry at all. I beg you not to. Holding on. Instead, he just said a brief sentence like a direct blow to Qin's heart. Short-sightedly, as if falling into the abyss. She felt that her whole world was collapsing. Why are you not angry? Why don't you? Sad. It's obvious that he loves her. But someone acts so well that he doesn't reveal any loopholes in Lu Zhou's heart for sure. Not relieved thus, although he has gradually let go of his feelings for Qin Xiao. But said that there is no longer any attachment. Unfortunately, it was a lie, but he clearly distinguished that it was not love. Just a habit. Even though he couldn't be his lover, Qin Chenxian was still the person he was most familiar with for 5 years. He used to be in extreme pain because of her. How could he forget so easily even if he no longer loved her? She was still like a human being. His body must be. Qin Xiaoxiao almost burst into tears. Qin Xiao, trying to show strength, clenched his hands and angrily left the hospital room after realizing that Qin Chenxian had left Lu Zhou sadly. Pulp lowered his head as his emotions began to settle down. He heard footsteps. A figure covered in front of him. The assistant bought the wrong milk tea for me. He drank it. Lu Zhou saw a bag of milk tea brought in front of him. Yan's eyes. His tears began to soften. And his heavy mood gradually dissipated. And when he looked up, he saw Shen Li's beautiful face. The dream was cold, but Hon Mei, her eyes as deep as the surface of a lake, now had a gentle expression. And her voice also carried it. The rare softness in Lu Zhou's heart suddenly had a little sweetness. Thank you. Lu Chao said thank you. And then accepted the tea. Milk. But he found out that he couldn't insert a straw into a cup of milk tea. Why couldn't he plug it in? Chow felt strange. The milk tea seemed to be clogged. He couldn't insert a straw into him. Opened the lid of the milk tea. And as a result, discovering that there was a long male transmission line dangling inside, he stupidly looked at the rope. Sparkling necklace with shiny metal rings and exquisitely crafted multi-lotus diamond rings. Although the brand is unknown, Lu Chao feels that it is very beautiful for me. That's right, Shen Lemeng nodded in a calm tone. Milk tea is also for him. Jasmine green tea. 3 portions of hot sugar to drink. Sweet to release dopamine. Warm green eyes. Why did you buy me, Shen Le? Dream replied that the reason why she likes to buy milk tea is because she often sees Lu Chao drinking this taste. So she buys yarn. Necklace. She wants you to wear it. This necklace in the world is only one. Only she also wants you to know that you are a special person. Thank you, I haven't given it yet. What for her? Eldest Lu Zhou was a little shy. He never hoped that when he was sad, the person next to him would be Shen Lemengai. Saying that you haven't given me anything. Shen Lemeng immediately interrupted him. She bowed her head slightly, gently stroking his belly. In his eyes there was an indescribable tenderness that he gave me something important. The most in the world. Lu Zhou still feels awkward. We have signed a contract. I only made the agreement between us. I receive money to work. Can't be considered a gift if you feel awkward. Please give me a gift to Shen Le. Dreaming of closing the pair of long black eyelashes, said softly, what a gift. Chin Chen Xian. What do you like to drink? Mango fruit jelly covered with red beans and oranges. Lu Chao answered immediately. Without thinking, Shen Lemeng immediately felt a little jealous. She looked up. Raise your head like a proud white swan. I want to try. Shen Lemeng. Stop for a while after you are discharged from the hospital. Let's cook. Give me 5 years together between Lu Zhou and Qin Shaoshen. You can't go through it now. You also want to have whatever Qin Shaoxiao has. She must have it, and only she can get Lu Zhou. He wanted to wear the line, but because he couldn't see the back, he couldn't change the lock so that I could help. He wore when Lu Zhou felt difficult. Shen Lemeng was already standing behind him. Fingers. An ice-cold hand flashed on the back of his neck, but it made his whole body burn with heat, making Lu Zhou's body unable to control. That became hot. Her fingertips were extremely soft, and the movements were gentle, making Lu Zhou a little attached. After regretting it, she bent down, breathing softly like the wind through An Lu's ears. Chao unconsciously touched the rope that conveyed a cold but very sophisticated feeling, making him look more stylish, just like me. Thinking that it suited him very well, Shen Lemeng's red lips curled up slightly, forming a gentle curve of Lu Zhou's ear hole slightly. Warming up, she had good eyes. Shen Lemeng carried a little confidence. Her gentle eyes swept over Lu Zhou. What is it? I chose. It was not wrong. Lu Chao couldn't leave his hand from the necklace. Although I don't know which brand it belongs to. But because Shen Lemeng was definitely very expensive, he also needed to think about giving back a gift that could not be simply received. Such an expensive gift without reciprocating is just not knowing what to give at this time. The housekeeper comes to bring a meal. Nutrition is carefully prepared by the chef of steamed pork belly, bean sauce, tam tien soup, cabbage, tofu, steamed egg, shrimp, braised beef, potato, tomato, millet porridge, boiled shrimp, and slow-fire stewed tofu. Fish soup are indeed a great meal from a distance. Lu Chao smelled the pine fragrance of the fish soup. That taste made him can't help but crave many delicious dishes that are too green. Chao was happy to say that he was injured. He must be carefully nourished. The butler smiled and said, last night, the young lady of their house. I have carefully instructed the kitchen to prepare each meal for him. Very carefully listening to the housekeeper's face, Shen Lemeng's always cold Dream suddenly blushed. She still kept her expression and only said softly, I only said yes. A sentence from the butler smiled discreetly. It was true. There was only one sentence from Shen Lemeng. Looking at Lu Zhou attentively and gently eating when it was still hot. Lu Zhou saw that she sat down, thinking that she would also eat together. So she left it. One seat. He begins to enjoy the breakfast. It is undeniable that the ribs are cooked just to the chef's mouth. It is indeed very talented and commendable. Lu Zhou looked over and saw Shen Lemeng wearing gloves and slowly peeled her shrimp very quickly. Each shrimp was peeled perfectly. But she was not in a hurry to eat it, but put all the peeled shrimp on a small plate. Are you going to feed me? Lu Zhou guessed, and felt embarrassed to say it. If you guess wrong, it's really embarrassing. I like it. Peeling shrimp, Shen Lemeng replied softly. The butler almost laughed. She couldn't hold back this word anymore. Even the dog didn't believe that her lady was very lazy if no one peeled the shrimp for her. She would. If you don't eat, it's always the servant to help Miss Bow County eat something different. Lou Buffalo said. I have to take care of you first and then I will take care of this little one. Shen Lemeng gently replied to the continent of Zhou. Came out that she was alluding to the baby in the womb. Looking at the two people like this, they really look like a family that hears. Shen Lemeng will have a separate meal for pregnant women. Lu Chao will not force her to eat with Shen Lemeng anymore. Shen Lemeng received the phone, urged her to go out to listen to Lu Chao. Take that opportunity to tell the housekeeper Sister Zhang that she worked with Shen Lemeng. How long has it been since? The housekeeper smiled and replied. I have taken care of her since she was a child. And after listening to it, Lu Zhou felt hopeful. So you must know what she likes. Right? Lu Zhou asked. The housekeeper smiled and said to Lu Zhou, the lady of the house. I have money, so the handbag is thick. There are a lot of things. But she especially likes sophisticated things. Especially. The antique fan's mosaic tormented. The butler's words made Lu Zhou find the direction. Thank you, I know what to do. Zheng Jiahu was calculating how to get Qin's heart back. As a result, he heard the servant happily announced the news that Lady Qin had arrived. And the family seemed to see a glimmer of hope for the short-sighted Master Qin. To visit him, this is quite rare. Asked. She agreed to come to see him. Which means that she gave him a chance. Indeed. Presented to who? Seeing Qin Chen enter the Zhen Chen house. He was going to apologize to her yesterday. And then he didn't want to arrest her. So he had to let him go. Made Qin Tianchen feel sorry for him. But he was interrupted by her. Without saying anything. The wedding I want to hold in the guest. The best 5-star hotel in the city must not be less than 100 tables. Wedding dresses must be tailored separately. Wedding dresses must be made by the house. Foreign designs to make a value of not less than 3 million. Wedding rings must be diamonds of at least 6 carats and must be brought by a reporter. The interview news he could do. Chen Xiao completely kept an arrogant and steadfast appearance. Her words made Cheng Jiahu was extremely surprised. Cheng Jiahu seemed to realize something. His black eyes widened, not daring to believe Yi. I'm going to get married. I agree to marry brother. Qin Xiaoxiao angrily declared. When she said these words, her heart ached so much that it was torn apart. Her eyes were red. As if she wanted to cry. But she held on to. Cut off her hands. Trying to endure. Qin Chen Xiao thought very clearly. She hated Lu Zhou. How could he show arrogant in front of her? She must let Lu Zhou see her happiest when Lu Zhou sees her and Cheng Jiahu marrying an alliance of two big families. He will definitely regret and have low self-esteem. Why is it so suddenly? Cheng Jiahu is ignorant. He was still planning how to get Qin Xiaoxiao to agree to his marriage proposal. Unexpectedly, Xin Chen Xiao proposing marriage on his own. Just wanting to get married can't help Tan Chen keep a cold and icy appearance. But I only have one request. I just say Trin Hu is happy like crazy. Although the Cheng family is rich, the wealth belongs to Cheng Jiahu's grandfather. He has many grandchildren, but the family does not. Must be a true grandson who is not respected by him. Can only rely on the family's trust fund. But if he can marry, kissing Qin Shenxian is not only a wealthy family, but also really having Qin Shenxian as his only daughter. Of the Qin family, all the property will belong to her. And he will also have a large part as soon as possible. He will call. Let his parents immediately choose a wedding date. Cheng Jiahu said happily, and then immediately called the phone. T Zen body bit his red lips. Obviously she was going to marry the man she had loved for a long time, but now she was not happy, on the contrary, in her heart. Overwhelmed with sadness. She even wanted to cry because she understood that she was only using marriage to take revenge on Lu. Zhou is not something that no one wants. Nor does it just need him. Cheng Jia. After contacting her parents, she decided to first do the engagement ceremony and then organize the wedding. The engagement ceremony will take place at the end of the month. There were less than 10 days left. And Chen Xiao handed over all the preparations to Cheng Jiawei, and then she announced this news to my parents. What do I want to marry Cheng Jiahu 10? In the next day, the children are still going to get engaged. Why did Chin's father almost faint after hearing it? May my mother. Qin Chu quickly let him sit down. Qin Xiao said irritatedly. Dad, not dad, wants to see his daughter. How happy I am now that I am going to marry the person I love. My father. I am glad that I married Lu Zhou in the past was a mistake. At the beginning, there was something wrong with Qin's father sighed helplessly. At first he heard it. The wife's words to buy flowers and write a love letter to think that it is possible to heal the relationship between Lu Zhou and Qin Chen Chen. Expecting it didn't work, but on the contrary, it made the daughter and Qing Jiahu go further. It's ridiculous. The daughter is unfilial. Lu Zhou is such a good man. You don't need to want to marry that bastard Qing family. Agreeing to this marriage, even Qin's mother frowned at her daughter. Marriage is a big deal. You should think carefully. Don't let emotions overwhelm reason. Qin Xiaoxiao resisted his parents about what he had done. The decision will not change. Anyway, at the end of Thang, I will be engaged to Qing Jia Wei next month. We will get married. After kissing and speaking, Qin Chen Xiao led him upstairs. Qin's father angrily scolded him. How can you ask to marry Qing Jiahu? Shouldn't you treat marriage as a joke? I really lose all my face. In the upper class, then the two saw Qin's father so angry that he almost cried. Mother Tan was also full of worries. His stupid daughter. We are now really deceived by Qing Jiao, and we are too depressed. It is a pity for Lu Zhou not to have to stop the ceremony. Engaged. If my son-in-law is not Lu Zhou, I will let her not marry for the rest of her life. Qin's father is also angry. Said that Mother Qin did not blame him. On the contrary, and on the side of my husband, I absolutely did not allow Hu to take a step. Entering my house, this matter can still be turned around. So the person who takes it off must still be the one who ties the Lu Chao bell. He is convalescing in the hospital. He has his own caregiver. Lives in preferential conditions. Does not have to do anything. He has a little unaccustomed to lying in bed forever. So he wanted to get up and go for a walk. And just as he stood up, he heard a worried call. He let me help Father Qin, even though he was old. But when he saw that Lu Zhou wanted to get up, he immediately ran to help brother Lu Zhou. The first time I saw Qin's father so quickly, it could be seen that he was really worried about me. Qin's mother was also full of concern. Right? Rest a little more. The body has not fully recovered. Be a little careful. Lu Zhou's eyes are full of surprise. The two uncles came here again. The Qin family and his wife came with a bodyguard in one hand carrying a basket of fruits, the other holding all kinds of nutritious food. Made Lu Zhou feel emotional. Mother Qin looked at Lu Zhou kindly and listened to it. I heard that you are sick. So I came to visit you. So hurt without telling us that if we didn't go to inquire about you, we wouldn't know you. Has been hospitalized. Mother Qin really loves Lu Chao, treating him like a son before. She took advantage of him to cover up her daughter's case. But after contacting her, she became more and more fond of Lu Chao and filial piety. Thou just knew that he was handsome, noble, good-natured, meticulous and responsible. These qualities are very rare in the current young generation. He is really a high-quality man. Qin's father also scolded Lu Zhou to know that if you get sick, we will definitely introduce you to the best doctor beside you. There must be someone to take care of the emperor's party so that I can hire an assistant for the uncle who deceives us. Which is like treating us as. The outsider of Lu Zhou hurriedly waved his hand and said, You don't need it, my doctor. I'm very good. I already have an assistant to take care of me. No need to look for it anymore. My brother and sister sound so strange. Call me Dad. Call me. Qin's father was dissatisfied, saying Qin's mother. She nodded. She grabbed Lu Zhou's hand and talked about children and meditation. We have heard that meditation does not understand about you. Do not blink to it. We adopt you as a child. Even if you don't become a son-in-law, you are still a son. We noticed that Lu Zhou's hand was cold. Mother Qin was startled. My hand was startled. It's cold like this. You have to keep warm. Don't leave the disease. Don't go out in the wind. It's very cold today. The young people you rely on. Health does not value the body until old age. She will regret being a rich wife. But when she is in front of Lu Chao, Qin's mother did not show any arrogance. On the contrary, she always cared about him like a child. It could be seen that she really cared about Lu Chao. Immediately helped him warm his hands, then quickly poured him a glass of hot water. Handed to Lu Chao. Feeling very emotional. For the past 5 years, he has never had to work hard in the Qin family, but has always been treated favorably with his wife. The Qin family has never looked down on you because you are just a hired substitute who treats them harshly. Thinking of him made Lu Zhou feel the sincerity from them. They were like your real family. No. Why is your hand already like this? What can you call your mother? Mother Qin looked at Lu Zhou. His eyes were full of tenderness. And he pulled him to sit down on the bed. And he had to nourish it well so that his mother could come back and tell him to cook some meat soup for him. This type of goat helps the Korean army to be nutritious again. Her wife forgot that she had cooked pigeon soup. Then, hurry up and take it out for Xiao Zhou to drink when it was still hot. Qin's father hurriedly reminded Qin's mother to be stupid. You were right, look at my memory. I almost forgot to cook for 3 hours. Very delicious. Pigeon soup is rich in protein to help nourish. The blood made the wound heal faster. And she personally poured a bowl of hot tiger soup from the thermos and handed it to Lu Zhou. Is it too cold? I try a sip to see if it is cool. I will go and reheat it with the microwave. Lu Chao took a sip. The soup is very delicious. The fact that Mother Qin, who rarely goes down to the kitchen, personally cooks for him, makes Lu Zhou moved. Lu Zhou smiled, laughing. You don't need to laugh. It's still hot, but it's very delicious. Mother Qin is satisfied to laugh when she hears that. Say you like it is good. I will cook more for you. Father Qin will not sit still. You don't need to do anything heavy. Dad brought it to you. I have a lot of nutritious food. I must eat it. And there are mangoes and coffee in the room. I should not eat or drink. Those things are not good for wounds. Their instructions made Lu Zhou feel very warm. Yes. I heard. Words two uncles. When Lu Zhou was drinking pigeon soup, Mother Qin always looked at him with regretful eyes full of love. It was all a fault of our daughter. How can she be so dependent on me? Lu Zhou gently said to Mother Qin. It's okay, son. For Xiao Xiao, who only has a contract. This is not her fault. Our relationship is just fake. Qin's mother hurriedly said. Don't say it. It's completely a mistake that the meditator can also honestly hear Lu Zhou call again. What am I? Her heart is cold. She is almost about to cry. Mother really wants the two of them to return as before. Qin's father also nodded. For the past 5 years, we have always hoped that you and Thien Chen will become a real husband and wife. I don't understand that now. I was deceived by Cheng family. But I just admit that I am my son-in-law. There is no way I accept it. Cheng Jiahu. Mother Qin bit her lip and hesitated, saying, Xiao Zhou, a meditator. I'm going to marry Cheng Jiawei, and then in a day, they were going to get engaged. The news of Lu Zhou suddenly had a heavy word. But he still tried to keep his calm. He replied softly, yes. I know. Qin's mother observing Lu Zhou's expression. I don't have any opinion. Lu Zhou smiled faintly. My uncle and aunt blessed her. But that engagement ceremony, I am afraid I can't attend the plan. We'll keep a distance from Qin Chen. She has already chosen, so he has nothing to get involved in. Qin's father is worried. If that stupid boy really married Cheng Raya, he would definitely regret it. I was even more important to the two of you for 5 years. Through you, you didn't even think about the heavenly star. Lu Zhou, looking at the intentions of the Qin family and his wife, he took a deep breath. Boy, aunt and sister, if you two come here to persuade me and meditate again, please give up that intention with me. Meditation is no longer possible. The Qin family and his wife looked at each other, surprised by Lu Zhou's decisiveness. Want to give up? Qin's father put an unlimited subcard in front of Lu Zhou. This is unlimited cards. You can spend as much as you want. Feel free to spend it. I consider you as Qin Shi's real successor. If Qin Shi fall into your hands and meditate, I am completely assured that I have a 5-story villa with an area of 1,000 meters long located in the area. If there is a good school, I will give it to you to facilitate your children's learning in the future. Meditation will still be young. I don't understand that over the years, I have endured my child's bad habits. We all see that I have treated him as well as. How about it? Can you give him one more chance? Lu Zhou was surprised to see a person who was always in power in the business world like Qin's father. He choked up again, and even planned to kneel down, begging Lu Chao to panic immediately. Marry my uncle. Don't do that. I can't accept Xiao Zhou. Please agree with my uncle and beg me. That's Father Qin, full of grief. Even though he was prevented by Lu Zhou from kneeling, his voice was still extremely humble. If outsiders saw it, they would be surprised that a person of Mr. Qin's caliber would humble himself in front of Lu Zhou. Qin's mother also burst into tears. She was depressed since she left. Her condition is even worse than that of me. Love her. Don't let her enter this wrong marriage, she said while shedding tears. As long as you come back, we will be able to persuade Xiao Xiao to give up the intention of marrying Cheng Jiahu in the future if the two of us quarrel. Together, we will stand by you, help you against anyone who dares to bully you. We will come out and absolutely not let you suffer. I've never asked you for anything. This time I hope you agree. Xiao felt like there were hundreds of thousands of emotions in his heart that were greeting him. Understanding that Xiao Xiao didn't love him, He was just her. Not willing to lose him. Just when she has him, she will think of other people again. Be depressed. And will abandon him if she is now. Now that he came back. He took Lu Zhou's suffering and gently told Aunt Qin's mother if the two of them really wanted to be good. For me, don't try to convince me and meditate again. I missed it and can't go back to you. Turn to my father. Uncle Qin, I'm sorry, but I can't accept the money. And these things. Please, two uncles. Bring them back to the. Lu Zhou's resolute and unconcerned fame and profit made Qin's parents regret it even more. They felt that Lu Zhou was a guy. Boys with good qualities are not greedy. Girls are really blind. Why would they miss a good person like Lu Zhou? Father Qin's eyes flushed. He shook his head in front of Lu Zhou. This card was considered as his pocket money. I was hospitalized and treated, and I also needed money. But even if I couldn't come back, I still considered him a matchmaker's son. Our relationship can't be cut. Mother Qin longs to say yes. Zhu Zhou, please accept us as adoptive parents. Yes. Lu Chao's adoptive parents happily agreed. The Qin family and his wife treated him have been good to him for the past 5 years. Even if he and Chen have divorced, he can't dust off the meaning this makes. The Qin family and his wife felt like a drought after a long time of encountering the rain. Long was full of joy. Qin's father suddenly burst into tears. Then my adopted son, my daughter is already broken. But thanks to that, I have another son. Mother Qin also nodded. Xiao. Whoever dares to bully his child, just look for adoptive parents. Even if he is short-sighted to bully his child, I will teach him after a conversation. When Lu Chao still refused to accept the money, only reluctantly accepted the nutritious food they brought. However, the husband and wife, the Qin family is still extremely enthusiastic about taking care of you. Have you found a place to live or moved to their villa? I'm going. That's right. It's very inconvenient outside. Don't worry about having a servant at home. Don't worry, you'll encounter meditation if he wants to go home. His mother will be the first person to chase him away. Absolutely do not let him disturb. Lu Zhou smiled lightly. There is no need for the parents to raise the child. After seeing Lu Chao refuse, they had a little regret in their hearts. But they didn't force it further. When night fell, get off a luxury commercial car parked in front of the general director's hospital. Her burns have not healed. Shah's need. Hospital re-examination. No. Nervous secretary asks the woman next to her like a beautiful cold ice statue. Serious clothes do not reduce charm. On the contrary, enhance her external beauty. Listen to the reminder of the secretary. Her eyes fell on the red slight burn on Shen Lemeng's fingers. And her thick eyelashes gently landed on the socks. Even if it has been treated, it is useless. This burn was left by her as a transmission line for Lu Zhou. That necklace was not a high-end product. But Shen Lemeng designed and made it in the workshop by himself. Which took 3 days in a row. Even staying up at night to finish it, so it was unique even though she was a newbie who had never done anything like that. But when using the iron, it was unintentional burns. However, she only treated the wound through the speaker and then continued to work all. The secretary saw all these things. She wondered if Lu Zhou had saved the Milky Way in her previous life. The last time Shen Lemeng was next to Shen Lemeng seriously, it was when she was negotiating a contract worth more than 3 billion. The secretary wants to say it again. This made Shen Lemeng curious to say it. Chairman Qin's secretary and his wife had just found Lu Zhou. Shen Lemengtong's beautiful face showed a glimpse of inference. When the Qin family and his wife just left Lu Zhou's hospital room, Shen Lemeng immediately stepped in her footsteps in a hurry. The face has always been cold. Tan Nha is like a cypress flower. Now full of anxiety. They don't make it difficult for you. But look at the eyes. Her deep blue as the ocean. Lu Zhou was full of anxiety. His gaze became softer. Holding back a smile, deliberately sighing in front of him. The cousin almost peeled off my bones. I ate meat and drank blood. It was really scary. Shen Lemeng immediately recognized Lu Zhou. She was joking. Her hands were crossed in front of her chest. Not angry. On the contrary, there was a little teasing. So I came early and missed it. A good drama. Fortunately, I am blessed with a big life. I don't need you to collect Lu Chao's body. He laughed at him. He couldn't help. Laugh. Peace of mind. I'm not as weak as you think. They're not so fierce. Don't let the how men dramas do it. Influence. They didn't come here to cause trouble with me. Shen Meng's eyebrows drooped slightly, asking if he must have a job in his heart. Chao nodded. That's right. They want me to advise Zhen Zhen to go back to her. She is about to get engaged. Speaking of which, Lu Chao's voice is somewhat Uncomfortable, but it was not too difficult to say it to Shen Lemeng. Shen Lemeng observed Lu Zhou's expression. Loneliness. What he tried to hide in his eyes also made her mood more gloomy. He wanted to steal the kiss but strictly protected him. It's not easy to steal a kiss if you want Shen Lemeng's eyes to be steadfast. I can help you with one hand. Lu Zhou laughed, shaking his head. No, see is necessary. Me and her have gone against the other side of the road. I won't go back. I have to do something useless. You think if you like it, it's just nostalgia for Zen money in your memory. In front of him, he didn't need to waste his time ruining her happiness. He also wished himself trouble. Lu Zhou just wanted to live. Simple comfort is no longer short-sighted. Unforgettable, not the scariest, but the entrapment. It is scary to not be able to convince Lu Zhou and the Qin family to sit in the car and leave in their laps. Full of disappointment, Qin's mother frowned. Xiaozhou didn't plan to hold on to Zen. We really have to let Zen get married. Father Qin. Seriously, slap your hand on your thigh. Don't let this shouting happen as long as I'm alive. I won't let it happen. This happened when before abandoning meditation and meditation. Now pretending that there was nothing to go back to find it. The two of them married me. What other face is there in this world? Mother Qin asked. Has there been any change in this matter? Father Qin remembered what was full. Implicitly, why hasn't there been a change? But she forgot. In a few days, it will be your birthday to meditate. He turned to tell. Qin's mother let her submit to Hu marriage proposal meditation at the birthday party. Qin's mother was stunned after hearing it. You say that is too absurd. We are going to divide the short-sightedness and ask the family friend, why do you play a pairing game like this? Happy to protest, I resolutely objected to me only accepting Lu Zhou as a son-in-law. Father Qin glared at Qinba's mother was really short-sighted. I did this, of course, with the intention of looking at Qin's father's confident look. Qin's mother gradually understood that her husband was a celebrity. In the business world, if there is no trick, how can they stand under the special care of Luke's wounds? Xiao recovered very quickly after being discharged from the hospital. He was picked up at the time when Shen Lemeng went to work. Lu Chao changed into a set of pants, new clothes and about to go out. The butler saw that Lu Zhou was about to leave the house and immediately panicked. Lu Yu, where are you going to go? If the young lady finds you out, she will definitely scold me. Seeing the housekeeper so worried, Lu Zhou smiled. She doesn't know if it's okay. I'll be back right away. I have very important things to do. But if she scolds me, taking full responsibility. He would not let the Lin Li Lu Zhou uncles not listen to the housekeeper under his grandmother's surprised eyes. I really couldn't get into the car. But the housekeeper called me. But Lu Chao drove away. Now the housekeeper is extremely worried. Clenched his hands. What should I do now? Anyway, the current young lady is very interested in Lu Zhou, and has repeatedly told the people in the house to take care of him. Let him go out to avoid being hit by the wind, to avoid the wound waiting for him to be serious. I suspected that Lu Zhou insisted on going while the housekeeper was under heavy psychological pressure. He received a call from Shen Lemeng. The butler felt that the phone was like a hot potato in her hands. She didn't dare to delay. Still aching, Lady Alo's cold voice. Shen Lemeng rang out. I was on my way home. Prepare rose petals for me. I want to soak the butler in a while. Panicked. Why are you going back? Isn't it work time? Why did Miss Xu come back so suddenly? Shen Lemeng frowned. Why? She felt that the butler seemed unhappy when she heard the news about the housekeeper, and quickly calmed down and replied, no. What will I tell the person to prepare immediately after hanging up the housekeeper? Even more worried, Shen Lemeng now returns suddenly. If you finding out that Lu Zhou sneaked out, what about her personality? She will definitely pursue responsibility now that it is only how to follow Lu Zhou's words. Don't let Shen Lemeng find out that Lu Zhou is currently driving to the auction house. This is the time. He first came to this place because it was a place only for wealthy people he had only heard of before, but never experience. If there is not something important today, Lu Zhou will not come here soon. The car will stop first. A prestigious auction house in the center of Luzhou City walked in with a calm appearance. The waiter did not show any attitude. Indifferent but not too warm. They arranged for him a seat, not first class, but a quiet place on the side. After anyway, with Lu Zhou's casual way of dressing, he doesn't look like a rich person even though he looks quite handsome. The waiter leaned towards, speculating that Lu Zhou might be a reporter or some student who came to have fun with Lu Chao. Also quite liked the position in the back. Not too noisy and not disturbed by anyone. I had no opinion on the arrangement of the waiter. When he sat down, he heard the excited voice of the waiter, Ms. Chin. You have arrived. Invite you to sit here. Lu Zhou saw that the waiter was obviously more enthusiastic about Qin Chen Chen. His eyes filled. Avoiding joy like a bee meeting a flower immediately stuck to his body. Trembling slightly in the air. Suspecting that he would also meet Qin Xiaoshen here again. It was indeed an injustice in the narrow alley. He saw a beautiful silhouette. Today she wore a fashionable black short skirt. Her whole body exuded the beauty of a lovely figure. And her breasts were full and clear. It was obvious that a man who was pampered with an innate arrogance and nobility did not give the waiter a good look. Was completely cold and a little arrogant. Qin Chenxian only replied through the loudspeaker in a loudspeaker. Well, she was led here by her best friend. She herself is not very good. Interested in auctioning but thinking that he might find some useful small items for the upcoming birthday party. She also came here to have fun. Qin Xiaoxiao didn't have any interest at first. But her eyes swept over and saw the person. The delicate man was sitting in the corner. No matter how much Lu Zhou tried to hide himself, he still couldn't escape her gaze. Her body seemed to have been beaten by stack. Her lips trembled, her heart beating wildly. Her best friend smiled and called, Xiao Xiao, what are you looking at? Let's go sit in the front. But no matter how your best friend pulls, couldn't pull Qin short. Qin was short-sighted. Belgian was like an arrogant swan with a little red. Before doing anything, I felt that it was better to sit in the back in front of the surprised eyes of my best friend and her waiter who went straight home. The continental side was also surprised, not thinking that after Qin Xiaoxiao announced his marriage, he could meet again. Miss, I don't think you are also interested in these things. Qin Xiaoxiao looked at Lu Zhou with contemptuous eyes and tone full of sarcasm. He didn't like it, but now he followed flatterers who like to go to places like this. Lu Zhou could clearly hear the smile in Qin Chen's words. He was not angry, just calmly answered her. Didn't like it, but this sentence made Qin Chen Xian feel like she was being hit in the face. Which seemed to imply that she was also. It's like you're also a snob. Qin Chenxian has no reason to refute. He can only say angrily to his friend. I want to come. I also like to go to my best friend. I didn't think I would meet Lu Zhou here. She knows the relationship well. Between Lu Zhou and Qin Chenxiao. She was afraid that Qin Xiaoxiao would make a fuss. So she hurriedly reconciled. Come on, meditate. We sit in the front. Go sit there. The view is better. There is also a door-to-door service. If you want to drink anything. There is a sit in the back. Afraid to serve. Without paying attention, the waiter also quickly responded. Right. The seat in front with a sofa would be more comfortable. A lot. But Xu Chen Xiao realized how the waiter discriminated against Lu Zhou and immediately got angry. Why don't you let him? I sit in front of you. Do you look down on others too much? You loudly scolded the waiter. Not only Lu Zhou, surprised, even the waiter was confused. He guessed that Lu Zhou was an ordinary person based on the way he was dressed. I didn't expect to make the young lady of the Qin family angry and apologize that I didn't arrange it thoughtfully. And the waiter hurriedly apologized. Lady of the Qin family. He also didn't understand very much. Miss Qin didn't hate Lu Zhou very much. Why did she come forward to tell? Do you know who he is? Not just an apology is done. He's done. It was my person who was about to say 2 words. My husband was short-sighted and choked up. She remembered the coldness and distant Lu Zhou's way to her. Remembering that she had already divorced Lu Zhou, she could only grit her teeth and say that he was a big. The author is inverse because he wrote the waiter who has a headache and doesn't know how to calm his anger. The young lady of the Qin family was stunned when she heard her words. And Lu Chao was the author of The Inverse Lion. Even if he didn't read novels, but have also heard the news. This story once made waves on social networks because director Tran, famous for his excellent works after many years of absence, now Lai is back and wants to adapt a series of online novels that immediately caused an uproar. Lion is absolutely not an ordinary type of cyber novel. It is an excellent work of the caliber of T. Otherwise, director Chen would not be patient, determined to adapt it into a movie. The waiter was panicked at this time. How dare he neglect Lu Zhou? Okay. The waiter immediately apologized to Lu Zhou. Sorry, please sit in the front row. I'll bring a plate of fruit right away. And tea came to Mr. An wanted to drink orange juice, coffee or red tea. Saw the waiter's attitude changed greatly. Bowed his head, bending over to Mr. Lu Chao. Clearly feeling the enthusiasm, the waiter also warmly invited him to sit in the VIP area before that enthusiasm, plus the fact that the front seats have a better view and there is a serving of tea. Lu Chao decided to move to the front seat as soon as he sat down. Realizing that Qin Chen Chen was like an arrogant swan who was sitting right next to him, Lu Zhou's eyes darkened slightly. He deliberately ignored Qin Chen's presence, but it was undeniable that her gaze still occasionally glanced over him, making it difficult for him to relax completely. Luckily, the auction quickly starts. Many antiques, exquisite items were displayed one after another, but none of them excited Lu Zhou until the auctioneer said next is a beautiful antique fan made of muscle mosaic shells in the world. Only one in the world has ever been a monk of Lady Gong, that is, Maria. Lu Chao's eyes flashed with interest. He came here precisely because this antique fan was unique and very suitable to give to Shen Lemeng. He had heard an advertisement about it and that inspired him to come here. When the antique fan is displayed in front of everyone's eyes, the bass sounds of praise resounding around are beautiful and artistic. Carved on the shell so exquisitely stir-fried, this fan took a lot of work. The Duchess lady liked to carry it with her when participating in parties. This fan is not only worth collecting, but also has the potential to increase the value of Lu Chao. Also love this fan. The seashell mosaic is naturally bright. The clear is really sophisticated and beautiful. The lines on it, as vivid as life. This fan is not too sophisticated, but it exudes elegance, which is really suitable for Shen Le. Dream in his head appearing the image of Shen Lemeng holding an antique fan that looks so gentle and graceful. I couldn't help but look softer in my heart. Even more, expecting the auction to declare a starting price of 300,000. Luke Chao immediately raised the 3,000,000 board. And immediately afterwards, a voice full of energy rang out. 500,000. The whole hall was stunned. Although this is an auction, people often offer bids close to each other, so no one gives a big price difference. Thus, Lu Zhou looked at the voice and saw Qin Shenxian sitting next to her, face full of arrogance with both hands crossing her chest. When she saw Lu Zhou's astonished gaze, she raised her beautiful face slightly, and her eyes flashed. He didn't want to give up. He liked me. He also liked Lu Zhou. He didn't plan to give up this fan to Qin Chen Chen. He held it up. The table is 5,000,000. Qin Chen frowned. Not inferior to 6 million. Lu Zhou continued to increase the price by 6 million meters. Seeing that Lu Zhou continued to bid, Qin Zhen began to get frustrated. She bit her red lip, angrily told him that he was crazy. Why did he even want to auction, and this amount was enough to put down a deposit on a house? And then Lu Zhou nodded. I know you're steadfast, but I must get this fan. Qin Shenxian doesn't understand why Lu Zhou insisted on having this fan, but her aggressiveness forced her to continue to bid 900. Qin Chen Xiao, raising her head slightly, she was full of anger, obviously trying to fight with Lu Zhou, wanting to force him to give up. She didn't believe it, that Lu Zhou would be willing to spend a large amount of money to buy this fan. Everyone around him was amazed by the young lady. The Qin family is indeed not easy to deal with. Such an attitude, obviously. She is determined to get this fan. No one dares to further direct confrontation. The price of the fan has far exceeded the market value that is really not worth 920,000. When Lu Zhou, the price of the hall, was stunned. No one expected that Lu Zhou really dared to confront the young lady of the Qin family. Fu Ying for his courage. And at the same time, everyone also began to look at Lu Zhou with different eyes because of this money. It's not small you can bid such a high price. You are definitely a person with potential at this time. Qin Xiaoxiao is no longer calm. Quietly, her red lips swayed, gritted her teeth slightly, and said that this fan was to be given to Shen Lemeng. No, brother, yes. You are really good at spending a lot of money to please the beauty. Lu Cha calmly replied that she also wanted to bid. No, this fan I must have. If it was 900 yuan before, is definitely a huge number for Lu Zhou. But now that his novel is a bestseller, he is firmly in the top 10 authors of the site, plus royalty income of 900 yuan for him is now just money. Lu Zhou's gentle words made Qin Qingshan's eyes turn red, and she felt like her heart was being weighed down, because a big rock was so heavy that it was impossible to utter it. Her 5 years in Lu Zhou were probably not even equal to 1 month with Shen Lemengxiao. In those 5 years, Lu Zhou had never given her such an expensive gift, obviously possible. Seeing that Shen Lemeng had a very important position in Lu Chaoan's heart, he didn't spare money just to buy a gift for. Shen Lemeng didn't feel sorry for him because Shen Lemeng was willing to fight with her. Qin Xiaoshen never dared to think about it. But now it is happening continuously. Could it be that he really doesn't care anymore? To her, she is no longer important to him. It is like being hit hard by a heavy hammer. Her heart aches. Qin Xiaoxiao felt. She was full of grief and suffering. But because of her appearance, she didn't dare to show that emotion in front of Lu Chao. It was just a thing. The broken book is still the dead person's things. She wants. Just let her remember carefully. This is something I don't need before it's my turn. She received Qin Xiaoxiao angrily. She tried to suppress the tears that were about to burst out, leading to fierce scolding after speaking. She, angrily leaving the seat of his best friend. Seeing this, he hurriedly ran after Qin Xiaoxiao and waited for me with the result. Obviously, the neck fan finally fell into Lu Zhou's hand. Looking at Qin Xiao's reaction, Lu Zhou lowered his eyelids sadly. Thin lips pursed into a straight line. People usually only know how to regret Qin Xian's death. Xiao Xiao walked away in anger is not proof that she still hasn't forgotten why. There is a little gloating in his heart at least. He also made her feel the feeling he had experienced. But also a little heartbreaking. A feeling that could not be called heavy name in his chest. However, Lu Zhou is very sober. He will not turn back to humans. He should only move forward. Turning her head was just an act of a fool. Qin Xiao angrily left. She hid at the foot of the Thang Bridge and burst into tears. The best friend ran over and saw Qin Shenxian sitting on the ground crying in a pile of tears. Pitiful. There was no shadow of the little girl left. Qin Shenxian's eyes were full of tears. She cried and reproached him. What a fool. I can't describe spending a lot of money just to make her happy. Is it worth it? He has never treated me well before. So it turns out that I'm really easy to be tricked. He just bought me a ring for a few tens of thousands. Bought some game costumes. Buy some sundries that I was happy to give away. Now I regret it. Now I should have spent all your love. Then I won't lose. Why did he buy such an expensive fan for Shen Lemeng? I'm too soft-hearted. Actually, I could have continued to auction that fan. But Qin Xiaoxiao stopped tears and fell again. Afraid that he would spend more money. She wiped her tears while saying, I'm really too kind. I can never be tough. Then she thought that her best friend would coax her. But who would have thought that her best friend would seriously scold Qin Xiaoxiao? He was afraid that he would spend more money. So why did he shout such a high price in the first place? He directly made him lose a sum of money. Grow up and meditate honestly. I'm very disappointed with your actions. Chen looked at you in amazement. What did your body say? Serious best friend saying now that you're crying is to show your depth, and don't know how to appreciate it is now completely like a resentful woman imprisoned in an outsider's house. And she doesn't know that Lu Zhou has abandoned you in the past. It was Lu Zhou who saved him from trouble. If it wasn't for him agreeing to marry you, he would have become a laughing stock in the world. Upper class, yet you repay him with resentment. Always say you love him, but use bad words too. Sarcastically disparaging him, changing his mind, saying that he was saving for him. But in fact, because of his intervention, he had to spend more money than all is just a challenge, and so measured as a deep pretense of love is not a word of mouth. It must be shown through actions. But from what you do, I can't see any love. Marriage between the two of you from. It was originally just a money transaction, not a romantic relationship. He was with anyone. It couldn't be considered a betrayal of him, let alone himself. He was the one who cancelled the contract first and then got involved with Cheng Jiao. If it was to talk about betrayal, it wasn't him. What a traitor. If I were Lu Zhou, I would definitely hate you to death. Her best friend's angry words made Qin Chen's mind buzz. No one had ever told her such things. Like this, her best friend's words were like a bucket of cold water splashed directly at her, making her cold from head to toe. He'll hate me because you're doing too much. If I put myself in his shoes, I guess I couldn't breathe. And my best friend spoke up on the side of Lu Zhou because of what Lu Zhou had done for Qin to meditate. She had clearly seen that Lu Zhou was really a very good guy before. He had never had any fault with him. The one who is trying not to let go is you. The one who holds on and doesn't let go is also you. And the person who is using morality to force him is also you. If it were me, either I'm going to pursue him properly as a single person, or I'm going to let go and live a new life instead of using a married person to blame him for causing him unnecessary trouble. His best friend's words. The more Qin Xian felt extremely embarrassed. She recalled her arrogant behaviors at the level of her chest before. Her face became pale. Chen Xiao bowed his head and muttered as he said. Tears flowed as he said, it's true that I was wrong. Then I'll go find him. I'm sorry. You turned around in a hurry, looking for Lu Zhou's figure. But when you go back to the room, auction, everyone was looking at her. Only the person she wanted to meet had disappeared. He was gone. Asked the waiter. The waiter replied to Ms. Qin he had already left. Mo Qin Xiao. Xiao trembling in his heart. He was worried. He was gone again. Hoo, why can't you wait for me for a little while under the light? The surprised eyes of the waiter Qin Xiao burst into tears on the spot. She regretted it very much. But she was not angry with. As the lady of the Qin family, she sat down and talked kindly to him. Did the two still regard each other as enemies? But strangers hate each other. She really wants to see him. There are so many things she wants to say to brother Qin Chenxian as if just lost something very important. She immediately ran out. She stood in the middle of the crowd of people on the way to look at the stream. The antique car went back and forth without knowing which direction to go. Where was Qin Xiao calling Lu Zhou? But there was no one listening to the phone. She was afraid that he had blocked her number. While she was worried, she saw a familiar thin-backed Qin Xian. Hurriedly ran to Lu Zhou. Wait. Qin Xiao's trembling hand was slightly, gently placed on that person's back. Tears rolled around her eye sockets. She was such a proud person. Finally, she had to bow her head first. He apologized. I was too stubborn. Belgium was too high and selfish. Was my fault for not dealing with it. Good reason. Personal love affair. Give me some time. I will definitely give you a satisfactory answer. I don't. I hope you forgive me. I just hope you don't be cold to me. Don't ignore me. Oh, okay. I want to hold you in my lap. I don't dare to let you see before you leave. If you can give me a chance to rewrite our story. The words buried deep in her heart for a long time are now a little bit out once. Look at her. Look at how she loves him. Just. He opened her eyes, not believing that he wouldn't feel such a deep love. How could he forget her? Completely. Qin Xiao looked at the shadow of his back respectfully, and the corner of his mouth still showed a slight smile. But the person who came back was a stranger with suspicious eyes. Maybe she was the wrong person. Qin Xiaochen's hope. Suddenly, the smile on her face gradually froze. She had to work hard to have the courage to apologize. But the person. It was not Lu Zhou. Qin, who felt empty, walking, staggered, lost her soul, and tears fell on her. Laughing miserably. Where is Lu Chaoying? Do you know that I'm very sad? I'm really. He misses him very much. While a Rolls-Royce Phantom car has entered the luxurious villa when Shenla Dreams stepped out of the car. The butler pretended to be calm and went forward to pick up the young lady who had prepared aromatic oils and flower petals. She could. Taking a shower now. Shenla Meng nodded, but did not rush to the room, but went straight to the room of the butler Lu Zhou. At this time, nervously blocked Shenla Meng's path. The water was already prepared. She hurriedly went to take a bath. Otherwise the water would be coldly lost. Shenla Meng calmly said, it's okay. I said a few words to Lu Zhou, and then went to take a bath. She bought lavender essential oil. This type of incense has the effect of treating scars and preventing leaving scars for Lu Zhou. So she wanted to bring it to him. Seeing Shenla Meng's words, the butler began to panic. She definitely couldn't let the young lady know that Lu Zhou was not at home. Otherwise, the young lady would be very uncomfortable. This was also her fault for not watching over Lu Chao so that he could escape. Whatever you say, it's okay to take a shower. But the housekeeper glanced at the bag in Shenla Meng's hand and said, good to let me transfer this to him for your use. Shenla Meng's eyebrows immediately furrowed from the butler's reaction. She recognized something. He wasn't here, right? How could it be that day? Now he has never been out of the housekeeper. Trying to put on a smile to hide the truth. But Shenla Meng was quick. Walking. This made the butler's heart seem to stop beating. It was too late. Shenla Meng had pushing the door of the room. The room was empty. There was not a shadow of a person. Shenla Meng's eyes immediately darkened. And she turned to ask the butler where he was. And the butler stumbled upon me. And La Meng was unhappy. I was. Tell you not to let him out. He has just been discharged from the hospital. The wound has not healed if he is hit by the wind or wound. If you are hurt, how can you not blame them for my fault when Shenla Meng? He was about to investigate the responsibility. A deep voice sounded. Shenla Meng was a little stunned. And immediately saw Lu Zhou standing in front of his, eyes full of gentle smiles. But her anger has not subsided. On the contrary, she quickly walked over. Come in front of Lu Zhou if you want to go out. Why don't you tell me in advance that there is something to do? What is more important than your health? Take a shower first. I've been tired all day. And after I finish taking a shower, I'll tell you that Lu Zhou gently coaxed me. For Miss Shen Lemeng, who was still full of majesty, suddenly looked at the young lady in amazement and anger. I see that you have calmed down. There is even a little embarrassment in the reproachful eyes. I want to see if you will. Explaining how, Shen Lemeng glanced at him for a while, and then returned to the bathroom. The butler couldn't help but be stunned. She thought the young lady would be angry. Who would have thought that Lu Zhou only needed to say a few sentences to solve it immediately? It was true that the master was really high. You're so good at it. We're all afraid of the young lady's temperament. Only you can soothe her. She's fierce.